all I could think of was, I can't do this. Hi everyone, so welcome back to my channel. If you're new here and you don't know who I am, my name is Deborah, and I just started a YouTube channel, and I'm focusing on doing videos about life, motherhood, things that usually people don't talk about, and whatever it is that I guess I feel like making videos about. So if you're into any of that stuff, please make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and comment down below so that I know that you guys like these kind of videos and we can do more about them. I had a beautiful baby girl. She's 2.5 months right now, and if you clicked on this video, you want to know how I did it. So before I went into labor, I was already 3.5 centimeters dilated, which was great because those were 3.5 centimeters that I didn't have to go through in actual labor. And trust me, every bit of a centimeter counts. My due date was July 28th. And at my 39-week appointment, I went to my doctor, and once you're 39 weeks, you can physically say and decide for yourself if you want to be induced, which means instead of your body going into labor by itself, you will go to the hospital, they will give you a medicine and basically push your body to go into labor medically instead of it being on its own. And I was so done with being pregnant at that point. I felt huge, I felt heavy, I was uncomfortable. I hadn't been sleeping in weeks, and I was ready. So I told her, I'm not sure. I really don't want to go past 40 weeks, but I would like to go into labor naturally. And that was because I wanted to try my best, the best that I could, to not have any medication during labor, meaning an epidural. And everybody was telling me, girl, you're gonna get the epidural. Even my doctor was saying, you're gonna get the epidural. And I told her, I said, I'm not saying I'm not gonna get it, I'm just saying I'm gonna try to go as long as I can and do the best that I can to not have it. Friday, I woke up at 1 in the morning because I told you I really couldn't sleep. So I was awake, and about 3:30 I started feeling what I assume was like the first contractions, because it was kind of like period cramps. But of course, you know, you kind of feel those things on and off the last month of your pregnancy anyway, so I didn't really think much of it. So the rule is 4-4-1-1, which is you're having contractions every 4 minutes, each of them lasting about a minute for at least 1 hour. So if you're having contractions and they're 4 minutes apart, each contraction is about a minute, and all of this is happening for at least 1 hour, then you can call and say, hey, I believe I'm in labor, and then tell them all that information. They will tell you whether to go in or not. So it around like 5 or something like that, it had still been going on, and I was like, oh, is this it? But I'm not in like crazy pain, so maybe this is just Braxton Hicks or something like that. But again, I didn't want an epidural, so I said, well, let me wait and labor at home as much as possible, and then go to the hospital when I just can't handle it anymore, right? That was my plan. Around 9, this is still going on, and I've been awake since 1 a.m. It's about 9:30, and I'm still feeling the crampiness and all that stuff, and I thought to myself, maybe I should call, because I don't want to have a car baby. I don't want to be in my car and then like have to push and do all these things, because my hospital was like 25 minutes away, you know, half hour around there. It wasn't around the corner. So I didn't want to be in really bad labor or in a lot of pain or about to give birth and be in the car. Not how I wanted it. So I said, well, let me call, because it's been since 3:30. So I called, they say, okay, you know, come in, etc. So we got there. By the time everything was said and done, I, you know, went to labor and delivery, you know, they admitted me. I went, they asked me a bunch of questions. While they were prepping me and getting me ready, my husband had to go downstairs to give all the information so that they could admit me. The doctor comes in. Comes in and she texts me and she says, oh, 4 centimeters, you know, bulging sac, etc., etc. So at this point I'm still having, you know, contractions. They feel like medium period cramps. They're not crazy, they're not, you know, I'm not screaming, I can still talk, you know, I'm fine, I'm calm, no big deal, you know. So they hook me up to like 2 monitors around my stomach, one that measures contractions, one that is like constantly reading the baby's heartbeat. The nurses are asking me, oh, you know, are you okay, are you uncomfortable, you know, do they hurt? And I said, no, you know, they're uncomfortable, but they don't hurt like crazy. And you know, they're looking at me impressed, like, wow, you know, 4 centimeters and you're having these kind of contractions, you know, that's impressive, etc., etc. And I'm like, I mean, I guess, you know, whatever. Mind you, I know it's gonna amp up at some point, but you know, I didn't know what point. So at this point I'm thinking, cool, like I got this, like I could do this, like maybe this is gonna be a good experience for me, and you know, it's gonna be great, and I don't have to get the epidural. And I'm all for women are strong and they rock and they're gonna do their thing. But the reason why I didn't want to get an epidural wasn't because I was trying to prove myself. It was just because I know it is a huge needle that goes in your back. More specifically, like your spine. I was scared, guys. I was scared to get this epidural. So again, wasn't because I was trying to prove myself. I was just terrified of having to get it. So hours kept going on, and at this point I'm uncomfortable. I've been sitting in this bed for a few hours. My back is hurting and I'm huge, and it's not like I can really like move well because I'm huge and I'm sitting in this bed and laying down, and there's only so much you can do. And at this point I'm just getting annoyed, and I asked the nurse, can I move around? Because I know if you walk around and you do that, gravity kind of helps, you know, baby kind of go down, and you know, it helps labor move along faster. So I asked the nurse, can I walk around, is it okay? And she says, no, I can't let you walk around because the doctor says that your sac is bulging, and if your water breaks and you know the baby isn't all the way down. The baby was in a position where she was like down, but she wasn't all the way down, and so you know, like there was still space between her and the opening. And she goes, you know, the umbilical cord can fall out and then the baby could be in distress, and that's not good, so I can't let you walk around. So I'm like, great, okay, let me just hang on until my water breaks. So I'm talking to my husband, and right as he's saying something, automatically I just feel this gush of warm water, and I just remember going, oh, my water just broke. And at this point I'm scared that things are really gonna ramp up, because people say that when your water breaks, it's not pretty, it just gets more intense. But even with it breaking, it was okay. I was still feeling the same kind of intensity. It was fine, no big deal. Of course, every time I kind of moved or I like shifted or whatever, more water would just come out. So more hours passed by, and I asked the nurse, you know, can I walk around now? And she's, you know, and she's telling me no, because same thing. Like, even though your water broke, the umbilical cord could come out, and, you know, not good for the baby. At this point, it's been 6 hours that I have been in this bed. Since I've gotten there, it has been 6 hours since I have been shifting around in this bed, and I am just mad. I'm annoyed. I'm uncomfortable. I'm not happy. She goes, the doctor comes a couple minutes later, checks me, and says, oh, she's still 4 centimeters. While she's checking me, I felt this pop inside of me. And as soon as I felt that pop, I was laying down, but I just distinctly remember like holding on to the side of the bed, and my head just shot back, and I felt the most intense pain I have ever felt in my life. And I just was like, I need to walk. I need to walk. And, you know, I had to use the bathroom anyway. So I walked to the bathroom, and I'm just like in pain. And I know, I know this is like labor, like these are contractions. So the contractions I was feeling before, which apparently were like pretty big contractions, were just not the same. So within me walking to the bathroom, using the bathroom, and going back to my bed, it was like 5 minutes maybe. I cannot tell you how many contractions I had and how painful they were. And the thing is, while one was like dying down, it wasn't even done yet before the other one was gearing up to like go again. So I might have had seconds of a break, seconds, before the other one was hitting me all over again. And here I am like just bent over the bed, and I'm fighting tears in my eyes at this point. Like, I am fighting so hard and I'm trying to make it, and I was just, all I could think of was, I can't do this. I am only 4 centimeters. I have 6 centimeters to go, plus pushing. I get the epidural. It takes a little bit to kick in, but once it does, life is great. It is fantastic. I am not feeling these contractions, and my husband is looking at the contraction meter. He's like, wow, Deb, that was a big one. Did you even feel that? And I was like, nope, didn't feel it at all. I am good. So they're saying, okay, well, try and nap as much as you can, you know, so that way, you know, you have energy. And mind you, I tried to nap. I really did. And I think once I finally fell asleep, I woke up a half hour later because I was just feeling this weird pain. I tried to go back to sleep and nap. I really did. But that wasn't happening because I just kept feeling pain. Like, I got more of the epidural and it worked for a bit, but then I just kept feeling pain. And I was like, man. And I'm looking at my epidural bag and it's running out. And I'm like, this is not good. This is not good. It's not as intense as the pain was, but it was intense. Mind you, I didn't know that she had broken my bag even more because my water had broke on its own. I didn't know she broke it even more. My husband told me because he said, yeah, she put some like silver knife thing. So part of me still wonders if she hadn't had done that, my labor would have probably lasted a lot longer. But would I have been able to labor on my own and not need an epidural? Because I was okay before she did that. I was feeling fine. And then she did that and the world ended, essentially. So I'm still feeling all this pain, and it's just like really bad pressure. And even with the epidural, I'm still feeling this pain. And so the nurse comes in and she checks me. She goes, oh, you're about 9.5 centimeters dilated. I'll start calling the doctor, you know, so she can come. And I think at this point it's 10:30 at night. And I can't start pushing until the doctor gets there. So the nurse is telling me, hold on, you know, she's almost there, she's almost there. But I felt like she had been telling me that forever. Apparently it was a half hour, but like in this half hour, I'm having these contractions every 1 to 2 minutes. And I remember telling her in one of my contractions, how far does she live? 11 o'clock hits, it's time to push. I have like 3 nurses there, plus my husband, and the nurse that's been with me this entire time, not the one in the morning, but like the one who has been with me like starting at night or whatever. She's there and she's literally taking her 2 fingers and going like this the entire time I'm like trying to push. So I'm feeling that. I'm feeling the pressure of a baby being there and like traveling, and I have to push. What I didn't know, and I just assumed you just pushed. No, you push during contraction. You have to like push really hard for 10 seconds and then breathe really quick to do it all over again. So it's like, you know, to do it all over again. And there were just times where I just really needed to catch my breath, and I was like, I just need a break. Like, I just need a break to catch my breath. And then when I would feel the pressure again and I was ready to push, you know, they wanted me to wait until like the contraction was at its highest to push. Every time I pushed, like my head would go back into the the bed, and they were saying, no, you know, keep your head, you know, your chin on your chest, and, you know, hold it there, hold your legs. And I mean, I just, like, my body did not want to hold my legs. My body did not want my chin to be on my chest. Like, that is just not what my body wanted to do. And like, I keep pushing and I keep pushing, and I just feel like warm gushes, and I knew I was bleeding. At this point, I'm exhausted. I am tired. Mind you, I have a mask on while I'm doing this. I am literally crying, sobbing at this point, because my epidural is wearing off and I'm feeling these contractions. I'm feeling this pressure. I've been feeling it for a while now. I just want this to be over. I'm tired. Apparently I'm not pushing hard enough. You know, my chin isn't at my chest. I can't hold my legs, and I'm just like not having it. So, you know, I want it over with. I'm just done. I'm done at this point. I'm done. And I just tell myself, you know what? I have to do it. I have to do it. I have to push through, because I want this done and I want it over with. And so now the baby's head is crowning. I'm like, cool. They're like, all right, you know, we see the head. And I'm like, great. I am almost done. Great. And she tells me, okay, stop pushing. I'm gonna go get the doctor. And I'm just like, what? Stop pushing. My child's head is literally right there, like right there at the doorway. Like, and for the record, it's called the ring of fire, and I understand now, because when the baby's head is literally like right there, it burns. Because yeah, you're dilated, but like your baby's head is stretching. So the doctor comes in, calm as day, puts gloves on, and she's like, well, we're about to have a baby, you know, etc. And I'm just like, why is she taking her sweet time right now? So I push, and her head is out, and I'm like, great, the hard part is over. Like, they're just gonna pull her out. Wrong. So they tell me, okay, her head is out, push the shoulders out, that's the hardest part. And I remember thinking, oh my god, that's the hardest part. I need to get this over with. So I push super hard, and I kept pushing and pushing, and before you know it, they pull her out. She's here, she's crying, and I am just in shock. And so they pull her out, they, you know, they clean her a little bit, they put her on my chest for, I want to say maybe about a minute, and then, you know, they're cleaning my baby, you know, they're weighing her. They say, wow, big baby, 9 pounds. 9 pounds is what I just pushed out of my body. Oh my god. I'm just laying there, the doctor's stitching me up because I had a 2nd-degree tear. I had a beautiful 9-pound, 21 inches long baby girl, and she was born at exactly 12 a.m. She was a midnight baby. I mean, I have to say, I pushed for an hour, I labored for 21 hours. Although it wasn't the most pleasant experience, it wasn't the worst experience. How I felt afterwards will be a whole other video, my postpartum experience. And I'm probably gonna do a video on my pregnancy experience, because I feel like although they're all part of the same road trip, they're very different parts of the road trip. So just because this was my experience, this doesn't mean this will be your experience. Every woman is different, everybody's different, so take it as what it is, which is just my story, my experience. I hope you enjoyed my story. If you have any questions, please comment below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, because I have a bunch of ideas for a bunch of other videos that I'm going to be doing from here on out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.